Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Enrique here. And guys, listen, for today's video, I just want to quickly go over the onboarding process that we have used in the past and that we still use with our customers in fund scaling. And before I even start talking about the specific aspects that I think that you're going to implement, what happens is two things. I will give you guys a free template that you can use in order to basically copy and paste and use for your own agency. I think that is going to well be worth it for you. And number two, I want to basically make sure that you guys understand the key aspects that every stage of the journey has to go through. In the next coming weeks, I will be creating more specific videos, but for the time being, guys, I just want to go over the general onboarding process and the templates that you can basically copy and paste and use for yourself, right? So, what I want to do basically is share you guys my screen and let's start rock and rolling as we always do. Okay guys, so the big idea, and this is what I want you to basically understand more than anything else, is that what happens in the 24 to 48 hours after the sales call, aka after the prospect formally becomes a client, is what is going to dictate whether or not the person is going to stay with you in the long term. And number two, if the person reaffirms the decision of having done business with you after the call. If they feel like you're basically rambling around and that you're not like having a specific process in order to make sure this works, people are going to really stop trusting you and the churn rate is going to increase like crazy, right? And I want to just do a quick note on LTV, lifetime value per customer, because I want you to think about something. Let's say that, and of course this is just for the sake of the simple math, but let's say that you charge $1,000 and you get one client every single month and they stay with you only for 3 months. The lifetime value of this customer is $3,000. On the other hand, you can literally 3x your overall revenue without basically not doing that, actually not doing anything else aside from what you're currently doing, by basically simply having your customer 6 extra months. So 6 extra months that one customer stays with you, that's an extra $6,000, aka $9,000. So if you're actually interested in scaling and profitably retaining your clients, your onboarding process is something that you definitely need to be paying lots of attention to, right? So, and by the way, well to the end, because I'll share with you the exact form that we use at Fund Scaling. And listen guys, I want to tell you just a quick story about why is it that I can talk about this, because listen, back in I believe like April or a little bit before April, I actually stopped doing acquisition at all in my agency. I honestly, if I have to be fully transparent with you, I wanted to do a little bit of a change with my business model. I was feeling overwhelmed with a lot of stuff. And I actually decided to stop getting new clients for, I'm not kidding guys, and this is 100% true, 4 months. And in those 4 months, I was still able to get plus $20,000 every single month just from my existing and retainer clients, and we're literally having to focus all of my attention just on the delivery, on making sure that the work is being done correctly. And just imagine how valuable it will be for you if you can actually for once stop worrying about getting your next customer and actually focusing on getting more value from the customer you already have. I think that most of you are going to be super happy if you were in this exact spot, right? So some of the tools that we use, and this is just a quick note, I will go more in depth into each one in later videos, but I want you to take note on some of the tools that we use in order to deliver world-class results and have a really frictionless onboarding process. The first thing that we use is Google Forms, or even better, we actually use JotForm, but Google Forms for you is going to be more than enough in the client onboarding process. You know, everything that has to do with setting up the expectations, understanding the other person's business model, etc. And we also use ClickUp for general project management. You will see that, and I want to give a huge shout out to SMPilot. Reason being is that, I mean, I've basically binge watched their blogs, binge read their YouTube channels, their webinars, and I am just in love with the simplicity of their system. It doesn't matter how many clients you have right now or how many you end up having. All of the time, you only have to focus basically on 3 things: acquisition, delivery, and operations. Now, you can see from this screenshot over here that I actually don't have the operations space. I just have a YouTube space, but the reason why I like to do it is because, to be honest, I only want to focus on my, let's say, acquisition type of work and and retention type of work. That's only the 2 things that matter, and YouTube is basically my traffic source. And of course, it's not like we only focus on YouTube because we're really small at the moment, but from YouTube, we can basically do all of the traffic repurposing into other social media platforms. So 3 basic spaces where all of the different, let's say, categories fall into place. And yeah, just a huge shout out to the guys from SEM Pilot. If you are basically struggling with your processes, with your systematization of your business, those guys are the people you need to actually go and hear. 3, Slack for communication, both for you communicating with your client communicating with you. And we also use Databox for data management and simplicity, right? So for this video, we'll only focus on the first 2 because we'll be actually creating lots of different content in the future. And if you're really interested in having a how to deliver services efficiently as an agency type of video, comment delivery down below and I'll know and like the video so that I can know that this is something that is actually being of interest for you guys. So that being said, we are now into the meat and potatoes of the video. When it comes to the onboarding process, there is only one simple goal. And that goal is understanding what the expectations of your client are and simplifying the work that we'll be delivering. That's literally all you have to focus on when it comes to the onboarding process. And there are just some key aspects to understand. For example, and we'll soon go in depth with the firm that I'm telling you guys, but you need to basically understand information and details about the person, business information, understanding the business of your client, URL, master list, etc. And let me just show you the form that we use, and I'll leave the link to it so that you guys can copy and paste it. But again, you want to tailor this down to your niche. For example, if you're an e-commerce agency, of course you gain nothing from, for example, understanding which are the burner domains that your client has, right? You will be way better off by having, I don't know, like maybe a Google Drive folder where you have the creatives of the apps that you're going to be running for them, for example, etc. Right? So basically, you can see that we have just an introduction, fund scaling, onboarding form, information and details. Let us know a little bit more about you and your business. You want to always ask like, what's your full name? This is something that you send to the client after you close them on the call, right? And they sign the contract and they make the payment. You send them this, and at the end, you will see that they are going to be able to book a call with you. So what's your name? What's the name of your business? What's your business website URL? What's the best email we can use for contact? What's your time zone? What will be the best possible outcome? And this is huge, guys, by the way, this is a pro tip. What will be the best possible outcome of us working together? Please be as detailed as possible. And this part over here, I want you to basically keep it at hand in the you will see later, in both the Slack channel and also in the ClickUp folder that you're going to set up for your client, because that's basically the roadmap and the vision that you're going to have for that customer, so that you can make sure that you're always acting in such a way that you can deliver on this promise that the person wants, right? So what would be the best outcome? And of course here the person is going to tell you, hey, I want to have an X amount of calls every single month, I want to get to X outcome of revenue, I want to have this amount of social media posts, etc. Then you want to go into a business personal address, and this is something that is at least what we do. We love to send people, new clients, right, gifts for partnering up with us. So they give us their address and we send them a special gift. Sometimes it could be a wine, sometimes it could be a book, whatever, right? But the fact that you're sending them something physical, hopefully even with a written note, goes a long way for retention, guys. And of course, it's not like only for retention, but people are actually trusting you with their money, and you're basically handling one of the most important aspects of your client's business. And why not actually go the extra mile for them, right? So then we go into a phase of we understanding their business. And again, these are questions that for us are important, because this is for our own specific business model, which is basically called email campaigns and paid traffic via sales funnels. So we always ask, like, which are the keywords that best describe your business services? Who are the biggest competitors? What are the services that you provide? What is the end result that your services provide? How do you achieve those results? And this is super important for you to understand if you're in a lead generation space. Why? Because if I have to create campaigns, I mean, in my business, right? This is what we do. If we need to create campaigns for our customers, we need to actually understand in depth their offer, so that we can pitch the offer in our cold email campaigns in such a way that the person is going to, one, resonate, but also we understand how to handle any objection of hopping into the call, if that makes sense, right? You also want to understand how fast the person can get the results, if they have any warranties as part of their offer, because you could leverage that in your campaigns. Case studies, this is huge. So If we always like to ask like what niches or industry you've delivered the best results in the past, like what specific outcomes, the names of your clients, etc., so that we could use that in our campaigns. Also, in your clients' words, how are they describing the problems they have and that you are solving for them? That's a huge question that you need to have, because you're going to actually understand not only what your client thinks, but what your client's target audience thinks. And that's what's going to help you have a thermometer to actually understand like the way things are out there, right? So what are some of your clients' most common objections? Tell me as much as you can from about your ideal client profile. This is huge for you to actually build the list, get the leads, etc. Like the location, headquarters, services they deliver, softwares they use, titles of the decision makers, industry, revenue. The more you tell, the better. What types of clients you do not want, like for example, as part of our, let's say, business values, if we're sending a lot of calls to our customers, we want to make sure that those calls are actually with people they want to work with and not just with anybody. So we want to have some criteria to qualify the calls that we are delivering. In our case, this is really specific to us, like who's the hands-off person for appointments. Sometimes it's the client, but sometimes they have a closer. So maybe the calls have to be sent to the closer instead of the client. And that way it's going to be easier for me to understand how to proceed with that. Appointments will be directly booked into a scheduling tool and added to our monthly report system for performance fees. Do you guys have a system in place for that, or would you like to set that up for you? So we basically ask, what else do you want us to know before we start in this project? Then this is super important also. You want to have a URL master list, because over here, this is where we, for example, if we are creating a new campaign, we can just watch every social media platform that our client has, and that way we can see what's been happening around, and we can use those pieces of content as part of our campaigns to make sure that everything is running smoothly, right? Now, Slack emails, because we maintain communication in Slack, I like to ask the client, like, which are the 1 or 2 most important emails or most important people from the business that actually have to be on the Slack channel, because again, it's a private Slack channel. So for example, sometimes it can be maybe the founder, and it can be also the CMO, the chief marketing officer. Maybe it's just the CMO, maybe it's not even the client, just the CMO, right? So what happens is that I want to understand who needs to be on the private Slack, and at the end, just preferences and final details. And it's basically just, if anything was not covered, that we can make sure that it's, let's say, handled in here. And it is the following: is there anything in regards to your business that we should know in order to get the best possible results? If so, what would it be? And if there's anything that would be helpful for us to know, please don't be afraid to let us know. And that's basically what covers everything that you need to understand in order to deliver a mind-blowing service. And I'll be honest, guys, like every single time that I've used this in the past, I mean, let's say that I onboard 10 clients. At least 7 of these clients are going to tell me like, hey, I love your onboarding process. I love the fact that you took the time to really understand and see my thoughts on X and Y topic, etc. And the best thing is that once this is answered, you can basically stop bothering your client, asking them about, hey, is your ICP in Toronto or in Atlanta? For example, right? That's super random, but the point I'm trying to make is that this is how you actually go about it. Let me just copy this link here and add it so that you guys can use it if you want to. I don't know if you'll be able to copy and paste per se. I know that you'll be able to grab it, and if you want to use Google Forms, just copy and paste the questions, and I mean you'll have access to it in here. So yeah, that will be pretty much it on the onboarding process. The other aspect is about the project management and work handling, and I just want to make a really quick note on this. And when it comes to the project management and the day-to-day operations of you delivering your service, there is one simple goal, and that one simple goal is basically keeping a centralized hub for client work so that you don't have to chase your own tail, while still keeping everything accessible for your clients in a private fashion, right? So the way that we like to set up our client work is like this. For every client, okay, we have, you saw here, we have 3 spaces: acquisition, delivery, and YouTube. Inside of our delivery space, we have one folder for every client. So I just use an example from my own business because I don't want to reveal any client information. So our business is fund scaling, and we have basically 4 lists. Okay, so inside of that folder, The onboarding list is just for us to set up everything correctly once we're done with our initial setup after the sales call. And we are basically archive that list so that the client only sees the next 3 lists, aka cold email campaigns, paid traffic, and review and strategy. Some of the things that we go over in the onboarding list is basically giving access to private Slack channels. It's basically for us to make sure that we do all of the important aspects. So like giving access to a private Slack channel, setting up Databox account, buy burner domains, start email warm-ups, create a swipe file of competitor ads for paid traffic to funnel. That's one of the services we deliver. And once we finish this, we erase completely the onboarding list. Then we have one list for every service that we provide. In this case, I used the 2 services that we provide, which is called email campaigns and paid traffic to sales funnel. So if you are basically an e-commerce agency, you could have, I don't know, maybe like email marketing and I don't know, paid traffic. If you run the newsletters and blogging of your clients, then blog newsletters. You get the point. You just want to have service lines equaling one list. And then we finish off with review and strategy. So over here, what we want to do is basically handle the reporting and overall commenting from the client. And anything that you might need from the client can be saved in there. So it's basically one list where, let's say that you have a recurring task that says send monthly reports, and then you send a report, and you can also keep it in there so that at any given time you can review what's happening. And yeah, guys, I think that this is going to be super helpful for you guys. In order for you to get this document, what I'll do is that I will leave a pinned comment in the comment section of the video, and that's going to send you to a landing page. That landing page is basically how you're going to get access not only to this document, but to all of the documents that I have ever created on my channel, that actually have been more than 2. Right now there are only 2, but this is something that I started doing really recently, so there are only going to be 2 documents. But every single time that I release a new YouTube video, there is a new document that you can use 100% for free. And the way you get it is by going to that link, opting in for the document, and you will be directed to the page that you want to go to. And if you have anything else that you would like me to cover, just go ahead and tell me either on the comment section, on Twitter, on Instagram. And yeah, guys, hope that it was helpful. Let me know what you guys think about this onboarding process, and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.